Guys, Marsakid here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we're going to be taking a look at the EZA for the INT BOTA MAGETA that came out today alongside the Jiren one. We have the 3 sub-EZAs for the Universe 6 unit, so we're going to be taking a look individually at each of those. Maybe then I'll throw them all onto a Universe 6 team and we'll try one of the more difficult events, see how the team is holding up these days. So the INT BOTA MAGETA, I remember them being mentioned when these EZAs came out on JP as being the best out of the 3. So we'll see. They greatly raise attack for 1 turn, supreme damage to the enemy, and raise defense by 30% for 6 turns. So that's already a good super attack effect. And then we have their passive, key 3, attack and defense 160. Additional 10% defense per Universe 6 ally on the team, up to 60%. So we are running a full Universe 6 team, so they are getting that 60%. Guards all attacks when there's another Universe 6 ally attacking in the same turn, or when HP is 80% or less at the start of the turn. Then they have a medium chance to launch an additional super within the same turn, plus an additional attack and defense 60% for 3 turns after receiving an attack. So that's some pretty good stuff in their kit. You can see straight away we're guarding with a Universe 6 ally on the rotation, which obviously we will have because running a full Universe 6 team. Once we get hit, we get a buff. So unfortunate that we're not getting hit in slot 1 here, but their start of turn defense is 184k. So when they get hit, they're going to get another 60%. So that's going to give them what? They're going to be at like 280, 290-ish. And then they raise by 30% on their super, but it's for 6 turns. So it will carry over for a couple of rotations. Any additionals we get, obviously, will add to that as well. I haven't given them any skill orbs yet. I did make them a full dodge character. I think having, this is obviously pre-EZA, I would probably put most of the points into additional instead of crit. Dodge is still okay, because one of the things that it seems like these guys are going to be very, very useful for is being a slot 1 unit for Kale's team, right? Because Kale, until she transforms, doesn't really want to be in slot 1. So these guys are going to be able to handle that role for her relatively well, obviously with the guard taking the first. This is awkward, of course, him AoEing straight away. Are we going to live this? We probably just about will, because I mean, we got the full 200% team here, so we should be okay. Of course, he AoEs like absolutely immediately, but I mean, they guarded, so they took 34k, so they took considerably less than everybody else on the rotation. And they, of course, now have that buff for a couple of extra turns. So we'll see at the start of their next turn, they're going to have significantly higher defense because they now have that buff from getting hit, which carries over, and the buff from their super attack, which carries over as well. So we should see some pretty good defense for them on their next turn. Hopefully we don't get immediately AoE'd again on the next turn, but we should be good. Because, yeah, Kale's team obviously has desperately been crying out for some buffs. Realistically, we still need the main, like, major buff. We need a Dokkan Fest Caulifla, right? Because Kale ideally needs that Caulifla unit in order for her to be really, really dominant. So we'll go ahead and do this. I'll try and grab as many same type orbs as I can here, just so we can heal up even just a little bit. Tech Caulifla, of course, a unit that is all defense based, doesn't really do any damage. A lot of people, you know, obviously use her for the Pure Saiyans or Universe Survival Saga enemy events where she has a 100% chance to dodge. But on a full Universe 6 team, especially where you have a lot of the girl characters, she has a really high dodge chance anyway. So she can actually still be effective on this team, even without fighting those specific enemies, because she does still have a very good chance to dodge. And then, yeah, both mine and the friend Kale's are now rainbow. After my summons on the Tournament Power androids, Kale is rainbow, so she's obviously able to do a lot of damage here. No AoE, please, because, yeah, INT Kale in slot 3 not going to hold up very well against that pre-super. Can she kill? Maybe she gets a crit. Oh, she didn't. She got a crit and everything, but okay, so now we can transform with Kale, but obviously we're going to... Do we want to transform with her straight away here? I mean, we got 382k defense now. That's very good for their start of their second turn. Remember, they're going to get 30% on super, so they're going to have well over 500k defense and guard here, which is very, very good. The only problem is we might just be dead because of the... if he AoEs immediately, it's going to do a lot of damage to the tech Kale and Caulifla in the last slot. So do this, do this. Right, don't AoE me straight away. Well, is this going to do double-digit damage to them? Yeah, it does. Nice. 128 to you, 93. Okay, so we do live. There we get the dodge, okay, on the normal. And then they're up to 3.9 on the super. So they link relatively well for Kale. I mean, they're not like, you know, they're not going to share links like Super Saiyan. They have a bunch of weird links as well. We'll look at their link set once we get into the next turn. But we'll go ahead and do this. Now we've got our slot 1 Kale here. I could have transformed the other one as well. There's not really any sort of real reason why I didn't, but we just need to stay alive here now and start getting our build up. Kale, once she transforms, obviously very, very strong here on her team with the allies that she wants around her. Like, she can be very, very good once we get her transformed. So get a couple of super attacks off here. She's got guard. She's just got strong raw defense. She hits pretty hard anyway. Yeah, nice big crit. There's another super. We're up to 11.3. So Kale has always been one of these units that I think people overlook because her Dokkan did what Dokkan often does and didn't really help her out on release by giving her what she needed, right? Like, she got the Tech Frost side banner unit, who is not only mid, but is not the kind of unit that she wanted to be on her team anyway. Like, that banner unit 100% should have just been a Caulifla. They could have given her the same kit, and that unit would have still been more useful for Kale's team, because at least then we got a new Caulifla unit to run with her. And then, of course, the Part 2 LR in her celebration was LR Super Boo, who didn't do anything to help her out either. So, yeah, very unfortunate sort of setup for Kale, I'm afraid. But she is a unit that is very good, and we can see on these teams now, like, when we do actually get the opportunity to get her to pop off a little bit, like, she's actually pretty good, right? So 322k. Now, this is them with the super attack buff from the last 2 turns, but not the buff from being hit. So when they get hit again in slot 1 here, they're going to get that extra 60% again. So they're going to go up to, again, around about 500k defense, which is pretty good. So there's no real reason not to transform. I can't remember. I should have looked at her passive. I don't think she has any turn restriction things, right? So there is no real reason not to transform her straight away. But these guys, unfortunately, have links like tough as nails, more than meets the eye. Not going to get active super often. But in slot 1 for Kale, we get Tournament of Power, which is key, and a little bit of attack and defense. Warriors of Universe 6 is the same, and then Fierce Battle, obviously 20% attack. So not like a crazy link there. It'd be nice if they had like a good, strong defensive link that they could get active in slot 1. But, and then we're up to 4.3. I mean, they're never going to be doing crazy damage, right, on the super, but their role, I feel like, is just to be a defensive unit. They could be a bit weak on the first turn, so that's where you would have to be careful a little bit, but I think they could work out pretty well. Now, we could go ahead and fuse and get the heal off of the Tech Kale and Caulifla, but I might keep them on rotation. The LR's already pretty nicely built up at this point, so we'll go ahead and do this. We'll get a 1 same type orb here just to get a bit of extra healing. Kale in slot 1 should be all good. She's already got a pretty decent amount of build up. She's obviously got her guard as well. So obviously it's always ideal that she supers first, but 26k from the Frieza super, and then jumping into a 9.6 over here as well. I didn't actually check the friend's links. I'm assuming that the friend is link level 10. I feel like if you have Kale set as your friend, a rainbow Kale at this point, you've probably link leveled her as well, but I didn't actually look. Mine is, of course, link level 10, but I just finished getting the sub EZA ones to link level 10 literally in the days leading up to their EZA. In fact, Bota Mageta, I think I only finished the last link to 10 today, so gotta make sure these guys are ready. Obviously Global's going to lose that global foresight of knowing that an EZA is coming, so link level those characters early. So really now, if you're a global player and you're thinking who to link level next, you just kind of need to work by, I guess, go by the units that are starting to become the oldest units without EZAs, right? Like Super Saiyan 3 Goku, the LR, was always going to be a good shout because we knew it was going to happen eventually. And then, yeah, TURs. We've reached the point now we've got, like, INT Goku Black, Jiren. I think every TUR from that particular year is EZA now, unless I'm missing one. So we've got to start looking at some of these other units now. AGL Bardock is one that I think we could expect to see fairly soon. So let's go ahead and transform you. So they're at 473k defense. Damn. Remember, when they get supered, they're going to get when they super, they're going to get a 30% defense raise. So we are looking at a good 150. So they're going to be over 600k defense with guard after they super, which is pretty good here. Because remember, with a Universe 6 ally, we are... Oh, wait. Why did I not grab the AGL? I don't know what I'm doing. With a Universe 6 ally, we're always going to be guarding, right? So there's the dodge as well. Very nice. I'm not going to hit the nodes here because they're not going to do a lot of damage anyway. But ideally, I don't want to get a crazy heal because I kind of did want to fuse into the Tech Kefla if we could on the next turn. But... because these guys won't do crazy damage, so we probably won't get a full heal off of that Dokkan attack. But... look at that. See, the full dodge build coming in clutch. I think they would have tanked that super anyway for double-digit damage, but I will gladly take 0 damage instead. And then, of course, Kale very easily going to finish off Frieza here. What kind of heal did we get in the end? Oh, we did get enough to not be able to transform. That is unfortunate. Oh, no. We're all good. Wait, what is their transform? I can't even remember the last time we got these guys into a situation like this. They're at 600k defense. Oh, it is just from 6th turn. I don't know why I thought it was an HP condition. They're not Goku and Vegeta. So let's go ahead and fuse with them. Now we do, I guess the problem is we do lose having a Caulifla ally on the rotation if we do that, I guess. But I have been so long since I've used Tech Caulifla. What are we actually doing with her? She has a high chance to dodge. I probably don't want to put her in slot 1 though. KO has 383k defense. I feel like this is going to be one of those awkward situations where someone could actually just get straight up supered in slot 1 and I'll get killed, which I don't really want. So we'll see what happens. I'll put you there and then we'll do this. We're on full health. Just don't immediately super me in slot 1, please. Alright, well, I guess we'll make do with that for now. 8.1. I mean, this Tech Kale and Caulifla won't be super far away from their EZA. Although I suppose we're missing, of course, STR Kefla. Her EZA could definitely be interesting. That's something to anticipate would definitely be coming up soon. Dodge this? She didn't dodge this. How much does this do? This does a lot of damage. Are we dead? We are dead. That did 1 million damage. Well, the team's still not perfect. I think maybe... would Kale have been okay? Well, considering he didn't super in slot 1, Kale actually would have been fine in slot 1 because she'd have got her supers off and then she actually would have lived. I was just kind of hoping that maybe Tech Kefla could get the dodge in there. But INT BOTA MAGETA, definitely very good. They can work well in slot 1. Will they be good enough for the harder content? Tough to decide. Things like Fusion Zamasu, them keeping those defense stacks is obviously good for like the AoEs. And them having guard guaranteed is good considering his second phase is physical. But I'm not too sure. We'll see once we've done the individual Universe 6 showcases. But let me know what you guys think of BOTA MAGETA down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been The Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store. And I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.